Macedon Ranges, the Mitchell Shire and the East Gippsland Shire. We're holding back on these 4 areas for now, given they've had a confirmed case in the past fortnight, just so that our team can investigate them a little further and be totally sure there is no further community transmission from these cases. Once we are sure of that, we can be in a position to add these areas to the list of hotspots removed in 4 weeks. That's likely to happen, but it's not something we are confirming today. I'll just briefly set out the rationale for our decision, then myself and Dr. Payne can take your questions. Almost all of regional Victoria has not seen any confirmed cases of coronavirus in the past fortnight. The rolling daily average for cases diagnosed in regional Victoria for the past fortnight is 0.3, next to nothing. There are currently just 3 active cases in all of regional Victoria. There have been 0 cases from an unknown source in regional Victoria in the past fortnight. All the numbers basically amount to this. Regional Victoria has crushed the coronavirus. The critical factor for making this decision is regional Victoria's success in easing their restrictions without spreading the virus. For more than a fortnight now, they have had a few restrictions on their travel. They have been able to mix in their community. They have been able to eat out at pubs and restaurants, all without community transmission occurring. They are stepping out of lockdown while still staying safe. Just like our policy with Sydney, we're building in a 4-week buffer, 2 full replication cycles of the virus, to lock in this progress and be absolutely certain they are as safe as they can be. And just like we safely separated the rest of New South Wales from Greater Sydney for the purposes of travel to the Northern Territory, we're doing the same for regional Victoria and Greater Melbourne. Melbourne is continuing to look promising, but for us it remains a watching brief, and we will need to see that progress continue as they step out of their restrictions. It's hard to think of another place in the world that successfully crushed 2 corona waves, and Melbourne is on the cusp of doing that. While we spent the weekend at the footy or fishing, at rebound or catching up with mates, Melburnians are staying home and staying apart to keep themselves and the country safe. For that, they deserve our gratitude. I know some Territorians will be concerned about letting any Victorians in without quarantine. I should remind anyone who may be concerned, this is the exact same plan we implemented for New South Wales, and it has worked. It's not today, it's not tomorrow, it's in 4 weeks, and only if they keep progressing well. It's also important to remember that we will continue to have our border controls in place, likely for at least another year. Police are still on our borders and in our airports, questioning all arrivals to be sure they are safe and not from a hotspot. And they have shown in the past that liars get caught. Complacency remains the consistent threat. As we continue to live safe lives here in the Territory, we must remain ever vigilant. As we gradually remove hotspots and allow more people to travel to the Territory, I understand Territorians will also want to do the same thing, to travel again. My advice remains the same. Think twice about it, think hard about it. Don't travel if you don't need to, and stay safe if you do. Keep your distance, wash your hands, follow all the local...
So that was Michael Gunner. You can keep watching, I think it'll be one of our Sky News extras, skynews.com.au, announcing an easing of border restrictions, not yet, but for November 2. It would be open to most of regional Victoria at that point. So further easing of restrictions, not that easy to travel from regional Victoria. I guess you'll be able to go via New South Wales and then Sydney to fly to the NT, but that has been the announcement there.